go. Getting there. So now, welcome to the channel. I'm a few minutes late. Apologies for that. Now, this one is jumping in straight. We have quite a bit. If you've seen the description, we have a bit to talk about. So I'm just still trying this out, to see how it turns out. Let me move this camera a bit lower. All right. Yeah. So this is episode 5, I believe, of Albo and Omera podcast. Yeah, so there's now I've sorted out the chat thing so I can see your chats. If you're over there, you can put over there. I can do back and forth. So still struggle streaming, I hope, but I know it's getting better. Now, first stories. The first story is after you subscribe by this, subscribe down there. You can like the video. So tonight we're getting into Russia. Now, these Kenyans who've been... There's a number of Kenyans who are in Russia fighting the war with Ukraine. And how they've ended up there, there's many stories flying here and there. The government has been the government of Kenya, that is, has been very aggressive in, getting people to go work. Middle East, now it seems Russia. I don't know if America, why are there no visas from America? But we want to go to America. But I talk to Mr. Trump when we see something. So we are gonna first. There's a report here by France 24, the English version. Russia lures Kenyans into fighting in Ukraine war. Okay, that's the headline. You see, for me, when I'm playing like mainstream media stuff, it's just to lay the groundwork. It's not saying what they're saying is true or false. It's just like, this is happening. So let's see. All right, can you see it there properly?
Well, as the Russian war dead continues to mount, its army is also relying on foreign nationals to fill its ranks. Among them, about 200 Kenyans, some of whom say they were duped and never intended to fight for Russia. Now, yesterday, their families held a press conference in Nairobi asking for help. Some of their loved ones are missing after being deployed to the front lines, while others are injured and need evacuation. With this report from Nairobi, here's our correspondent, Bastien Renouy.
The thing is, I think if I was to guess, I would think most of these guys went there willingly. Full information, this is what you're going to do, you're going to be mercenaries over there. And I hear there's a lot of guys who are fired, that NYS thing, guys who had gone through training. So there's a lot of such guys who could go to, fight wars, whatever they're called. No, peacekeeping. Now, the thing is, there's obviously, when there's war, there's no order. There's a lot of people who will be duped. There are a lot of people who will go willingly, because looking around Kenya right now, there are no jobs. And I was hearing something like these guys that they're being paid something like, is it $500,000 a month or 300K? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on these figures, but I don't know. Maybe I could. No. I'll find out. I'll find out later. Yeah, because I'll do a follow up on this, but I'll find out that how much these guys are being paid. But I hear it's something like $500,000 a month, something like that. So if somebody is thinking like that, the risk is high, of course. What you're going is probably driving trucks. Maybe you'll be a frontline person if you are unfortunate enough. Maybe you're doing other tasks outside actual fighting. Then maybe, I don't know. So I need to know that kind of breakdown to know what exactly all these 200. I suspect there are more. 200 maybe just for what people know. But from the grapevine, I suspect there are more. But let's listen in and see.
According to these families, there are two types of Kenyan fighters in Ukraine. Some of them know why they are leaving Kenya, but most of them are trapped.
Oh, as I said, you see, but they haven't watched this previous. I just like to, like, whatever people say, I like to react a bit more organically. I see exactly what it is. So yeah, obviously. But this is just like a, probability. Like, everybody can't just be duped.
As an example, a father explained that his son believed he will become a driver in Russia, only to discover that he has to join the Russian military once in Moscow. And this father explained that his son's phone was taken as soon as he had to leave for the battlefield. He explains that his son was injured a few months later, and that despite that he was not allowed to leave the battlefield. He had to escape to go back to Moscow. That's how he got in touch with the Kenyan embassy there, and that's how he was repatriated here.
I discouraged him, but I think the pull factor was stronger than my discouragement. They were not paid their dues, and he worked for those months, whether 3 or 4 months. I think he deserves to get his pay. He was not even fighting for Kenya, he was fighting for another country. So that country must also take responsibility. If somebody is injured in that war or even dies, then what compensation is there?
Alongside other families, this father is calling for help. They say they want the Kenyan government to help identify missing soldiers. They need help to get their salaries paid. And they want the government to investigate on fake recruitment agencies here in Nairobi. The Kenyan government says it's working on it. It has repatriated 28 Kenyans since December last year. And it's interesting to notice that Kenya is now condemning what's happening in Russia. In 2025, it was encouraging Kenyan workers to go to Russia. The Kenyan government was even signing deals with its Russian counterpart to send workers abroad.
And that's the thing. That's actually what I wanted to talk about, because you've seen the Alfred Mutua has been doing this. He's been sending people everywhere. I think he's now involved deeply in that business. The unfortunate thing about this business it's kind of like a business of immigration and what it's like. There's a lot of human trafficking. It's inevitable because of the nature of the business. It's war. And a lot of people would want to cut corners as usual, pay less, those things, or not pay at all. Or, just hold on, make sure you finish your tenure because they know they've put you in a precarious situation. And then it just disintegrates because it's war. Like, if you have to put your citizenry in a spot where they have to go to war to survive, they lead. I'm telling you, that's why, like, when we are called shitholes, let's not cry about it. It's a fact. The politicians are happier to send their strongest men, young men out there to go fight other people's wars, instead of using them to build infrastructure, factories, manufacturing, education, or, the things we need, the things that we can do for ourselves. But they won't do it. Because there's many reasons, by the way. There's reasons that there are many companies, like foreign companies, that would pay our government to put many restrictions. There's ways of doing it: taxation, environment, what, to make it very hard for small businesses to thrive, so that there's always the big businesses who can absorb that kind of expense. There's many ways they do it, and they want to sell their things here. If you are a competitor locally, they don't want that. So they'll do that. It happens. Just read more. I would want to expound more, but there's a lot to go through. So there's many of these little things that are happening. Basically, it's our politicians that are selling us out. So it is what it is. Just accept it. Now, I went to X. I will always be referring, because X, a lot of stuff is put there, and a lot of personal experiences that these people who are there. So this one is saying here is a painful voice. Okay, when you hear somebody saying painful voice, so when it's media, when you hear somebody say it's a painful voice, that's not the way you're supposed to report. You're just saying here is a young man who went to Russia. So you don't say things like lured, because that is, you're trying to get a certain reaction from the crowd. If it's media reporting, this is a class kidogo. You don't put words in the report that will tilt an emotional. They'll make people react a certain way. You're supposed to just report the facts. Like here it is. You say here is okay. For example, here is a painful voice of a young Kenyan lured to join the Russian army to fight with Ukraine with zero military experience. Kenya government has so far only sympathized with the families. So you say here is so this is like just it's a guy doing his thing here, journalist. So if he's a journalist, this shouldn't be writing like this. Is it a he or she? She shouldn't be writing like this. Here is a young Kenyan, or you can just say a Kenyan, who is in Russia fighting in the Russian army in Ukraine. If those are the facts, that's how you put them. So there is no it with zero military experience, what. No. When you're now giving details, when the person is talking, as we are going to listen, then you can find out all this. Then you can report those as facts, not leaning any side. Okay, let's listen into.
Is that he belied. So, hello, people from Africa. Taking this opportunity to record this video for you. As you can see that I'm wearing a Russian uniform right now. It happened, I can say it's a mistake, but it might be a life lesson and maybe might be helpful to others. Russian will keep on recruiting people from Africa, and not only Africa, but to the rest of the world. But
Yes.
the fact about there
Yes,
is
that's
that
how
he
it happens.
belied about huge amount of money, like 1 million rubles, but unfortunately that million rubles will not get anything to your account. They will get rid of your money from your account. And there, also to Africans, there is full of racism. As you can see, I'm dark-skinned, and also there is language barrier. You might be abused everything while you are not understanding anything there. So what I can say that is that before I came here where I am right now, I passed through many bodies, dead bodies.
It's war.
And I know 2 of Kenyans who are already dead. And if they are not dead, maybe they are injured. Others may come back while they don't have their legs. They don't have their hands. The war is full of challenges there. So
Now, from what the reports I hear, like the number of people are say dying in a week is something like, is it 5,000? It's thousands of people per week, and because I think, okay, the desperation. Let's be honest about it. It's the desperation that drove these guys to go to Russia to fight. I think most of them were fully aware that it's going to be a war, but because most people have never actually been in a war, so when you get there, it hits you like, okay, here it is, the bullets, the bombs, the what, you're seeing guys being taken out next to you. It becomes real very, very quickly, especially if you've not had like long-term military training, or you've not been in other skirmishes or peacekeeping, such things. So basically you've not been in the military. If you just, because this is all desperation, anybody is going there as long as they're physically fit, they're going there. It's a war zone. It is war, and there are no good people in war. That's the bottom line. And in war is also a lot of profit for many people, but realize, young men, because I always talk about this, in as far as when I see guys go to the streets to protest, they think, oh, they're talking about how this is their movement and this, like, you have no idea. People use your enthusiasm, your energy, your dissatisfaction, all that. they use it to manipulate you to do such things, to go fight their wars. It's always been young men who've been sent to war, primarily for those reasons. A lot of people don't want to accept it, but it's a fact. Most young men, especially when you've been disenfranchised, it's very difficult to get people in very rich countries to join the army, but they still join in big numbers because the army is also a good job. So these guys, it's kind of, if you're if you're, I don't know how Russian soldiers, how they're paid, but they're the ones who've died the most. So there is still the heaviest toll. It doesn't matter whether you're from Africa or what. I mean, he can say, yes, he's seen his friends being blown up. Traumatic, obviously. But you know what? The Russians have been doing this for the last 2-3 years. It is part and parcel of the life there. And if you decide to join it, understand that the currency here is death. If you are going, basically you're saying, if I make it, I'll have some money and what. So even if you go there, then you realize you're not being paid also at the same time. There are just too many loopholes for, to take advantage of people. And unfortunately, even the people are being taken advantage. It's not like they're dumb or don't know what's going on. It's like they decide to take a risk. They take a risk. It is a very, very high risk. Yes? And that's where you find yourself now. You can't really backtrack, because there you are. You might. I hope most of them come back. What it is. You'll have your trauma from war. PTSD is asthma. There is a cost to everything, and as far as I'm concerned, we live in a time where this is not particularly necessary. Because now with the wars, we should be fighting information wars, economic wars. Yeah, let's fight those ones. The thing is, though, we are animals and we'll always fight. We are territorial, we are greedy, we are everything. We are just set up for that to happen every now and then. Admittedly, wars have reduced over history. Most people just think, oh, no, we used to live in Eden, Kitambo. No. People used to fight a lot. Anyway, I digress. Let's finish what this young man is saying here.
If you are planning to go to Russia, if you are lied to go there and earn a lot of money there, don't be lied. Don't be lied. Just stick to your country. Be thankful to the work which you are doing.
There's no work.
Don't rush there because of that 1 million rubles, which will be lied that
there's no
to
work.
be deposited to your account. So I thank God that I'm alive, I'm not dead, and I will not die here since I'm not there in the war. I hope everything will be okay. I'll go back to my country and
yeah, so this guy is not in the front lines. Maybe he's doing other duties, driver, cooking, mechanic, etc., etc. All why is an industry for a reason. All these people are needed. So I don't know. Let's see. Why isn't anyone talking about Kenyans who are fighting? People. Anyway, let's see. So he's driving from a truck.
Аккуратно. Россию поедешь, нет? Раша. Раша.
Oh, shit. It's funny. So let's see. Monday, January 26th, stop the recruitment of Kenyans into the Russian army since the war between broke out. We have heard of deaths of many personnel, both military and civilians, on the war front. War is not a nice. War is not a nice thing. Yeah. So water is wet. Jesus Christ. You see, everybody who virtue signals likes to regurgitate the obvious. Killing is bad. Okay. Unfortunately, many Kenyans have fallen victim to bogus agencies that be helping struggling Kenyans to get work abroad, only to be dumped in Russia to fight. 99% of these personnel have no military training or how to behave on the front line. So you better learn quick. It's survival. I'm just being real. We have heard of the allegations of them being placed in the front line without basic military training. This is very regrettable. Okay, they go on and on. So they tag Musalia Mudavadi. Let's see this video.
Watu si ati unakaa sasa, unakaa ni kama kuona mwili kila kitu iko bie bro. Kuna mtu analalamika huko, analalamika nini? Kazi tunaendelea vizuri, ndio bro. Yaani anataka unga kwa kazi poa, hakuna kazi poa kama hii. Kama unatoka hapa, tuko hapa tunasala inshallah. Hizo story zingine ni watu wako na story za
So you see, this is the thing about like digging just a bit deeper, just a bit below the narrative and see, because there are these people who are obviously seem happy to be there. Is this the same? Why does it look like AI? Why does it look like AI? This is AI. This is not AI. Like this hand here. Why is this hand fixed? What are we talking about here? So you see this this kind of reporting. Yeah, guys. Why do you look like Ochieng? Ochieng, there you are full regalia. Alright. So him. Oh, he's the guy who's there. Okay, so it seems that some guys were saying, well, you know, it's fine. You see, the thing is, if where you are is just like patrols, you know, the places that are minimal risk, but you have to be there to maintain occupation, you know. So I don't know, but every now and then, of course, there'll be skirmishes and explosions. Now, a young man, I need your attention. A young man by the name of David Kuloba went to Russia a few months ago on a tourist visa. We have now learned that someone ended up in the military and is missing. We just got information today, and my team is trying to trace who's you with your team. Who's this? The Tigress African, investigating power, exposing corruption. It's one of them. Oh, South African. Okay, it's liquid investigator. Please advise your brothers and sisters avoid going to Russia. Okay, so this guy went to do this work. It's very dangerous work. You can see someone saying, yeah, there's no better work than this. So I'm guessing those ones, maybe they got their pay. You know, things like that. So how Russia recruit network traps Africa? How Russia's recruitment network traps Africans? Yes. This isn't one recruiter, it's multi-layered. Let's see. The fake job offers. So this is like this. There is a scam. Yes. What have I done? There is a scam. Yes. That you see, there is some legit work, and then there is the scams that people just end up there. Did I want to go through these fake job offers? Entry point, construction, security, factory jobs in Russia as bait. Once in Russia, the job disappears, replaced by pressure to sign a military contract. Okay, so this is an NGO person knows that this flow chart. Once in Russia, local agents in Africa, visa traps and coercion. Visa is invalid, deportation threats loom, signs a military contract or else, promise jobs or travel, free travel, high pay, safe roles, social media, job plantation, high pay housing, digital recruitment, economic vulnerability, and employment disparity. Okay, so he's just being wordy for nothing. So we know what it is. How foreigners treated in Russia.
Merci. Et comment vous pensez Bonjour. Comment
that's French.
vous vous appelez?
Je m'appelle Flore.
Flore, ok, enchantée Flore.
Merci.
Et comment vous pensez les relations russes avec l'étranger et oui.
Pour moi, les relations entre Russes et étrangers sont parfaites, contrairement à ce que beaucoup pensent à travers le monde. Je fais beaucoup dans les transports publics, c'est-à-dire les métros, les bus.
Why is they speaking French in Russia? Are they in Russia? Or they are Russians in France? It's so very confusing.
Et à chaque fois que j'ai un besoin, À chaque fois que je veux
It doesn't look like it. I am trying to look at weird distortions.
Que quelqu'un me montre un endroit, j'ai toujours été satisfaite.
We have to look at, is it AI? Is it like, I'm telling you, it's getting crazy.
Et les Russes vous aidaient?
J'ai toujours été aidée.
Wow.
Parfois, je connais pas un endroit, il y a quelqu'un qui me demande mon adresse et regarde sur la map et me montre.
You see, the thing is this: you can always find people who tell you something is bad, the same, and other people of the same persuasion will tell you something is good. The same place. There's so many factors that play into this. You know, there's some areas you'd go, even in America, you'd find it's pure racism. There are places most places you go, it's just there. People don't care. There are places in Russia you go, it's pure racism. There are places you go in Kenya, pure racism. But you see, poor people really, you can be racist, but who cares? You can be, your impact with your racism. Anyway, in big numbers, it can be very dangerous. I've seen people online saying that the story of Kenyans dying going to me isn't true, but it's real, painfully real, just as I promised to share evidence. Here's a video, young man, you see, he boarded a flight to Russia, joined the military, and now he's missing 3 months, no calls, no messages. We are already people in Russia this morning trying to trace him. From now, we've gathered there is a group of about 15 Africans, including 4 Kenyans. They were deployed together and since then sellers. Okay. So that's mostly that. It's like you do, you know, this guy has been involved in Mutua. So yeah, so I think that's sufficient. I wanted to cover this because a lot of this, because of desperation, though we are suffering, people are suffering. People are taking such jobs because it is what you have to feed yourself. You have to open your horizons, even if sometimes it's through military. And the thing is this: I don't know what this does to our foreign relations with America, for example. Because I prefer to be on the America side. Seleta ujinga hapa. Yeah. So how does this affect our relations with the world superpower? Like you guys. Because I have not really heard them say anything. I think it's still minuscule, and I think Trump is trying to actually end it to stop and what. But there's a lot of money being made. There's a lot of animosity, a lot of lies, propaganda. When a war breaks out, the most important thing everybody must do is let the war not break out. Let it not break out. Once it breaks out, most deals are off. Most deals are off. People would do what they need to do to survive, and most of the time is to take out the other side. Sometimes just annihilate you so that you don't have a chance to retaliate. So that's my take on it. Now, I wanted to listen in. There's this World Economic Forum thing that I've been following for a while. Some of the people in there are quite insidious fellows. Klaus Schwab, who I think has retired, but he used to look like the villain. You know, that bad villain, that one. Exactly. Okay? Dr. Evil. Actually, look, when I'm doing the short version, I'll put a comparison to this part. But these guys who are here on Citizen are talking about it, and I listened to a bit of it and I thought it was important because this is out here. It's important to debunk, and because a lot of what I was hearing, these people have a certain leaning, the woke side. It's because that's part of the poison that's with that thing. This trying to push wokeism, climate change, this what diversity and what and then there's Trump derangement. Then you add them together, it just you'll receive a lot of nonsense. So part of this process of listening to this end of world new order claim, because yes, well, let's listen, then I'll give you what I think, because there's some gems in here that might open some eyes. Yes?
Let's begin with what happened in Davos as we dovetail, gentlemen, with the events of the world starting in December 2025 and into 2026. And here is what the Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney, said in Davos in Switzerland.
Please remember, right now Canada and the US are at loggerheads. Orange man is Is slapping tariffs, what is not importing the things they used to import because he wants to do them in America, or the things he wants, they won't give, work versus DD. It's a mess. So you watch this with that in mind. I was gonna say it after, but you know, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to give prior warning.
We knew the story of the international rules-based order was partially false. That the strongest would exempt themselves when convenient. That trade rules were enforced asymmetrically. And we knew that international law applied with varying rigor depending on the identity of the accused or the victim.
International law is only for the poor countries. So him, Canada, America, France, Russia, China, even India, Belgium, all these European Union countries, none of them can be put up in front of ICC, for example. If you remember, Milosevic was like it's like third world of Europe. It's how powerful are you? How important are you? If you can be pushed around by the likes of France and the Russias and the Britons, you're not that guy. So let's be clear first. This guy, whatever he's trying to spin, it's just that. It's a spin. The international law and treaties and what, they'll always be done to favor the people that actually run things. The richest, the most powerful, the ones with the most powerful militaries. Yes, the ones with the best technology. So this is one of those instances where people want to make themselves look good because at this particular moment they all have to be against Trump. That's just the bottom line. I'm sorry, it's not that complicated. It's just that they've done such deals with other presidents easily, but there's a way Orange Man is doing things that they don't like. And that's why even from the beginning when you see us coming, they say, they were laughing at him, he got in there. This is a hustler. Trump is a serious hustler and businessman. Don't joke. You can all talk, nyef. But try to be president of anything, even your local association. Tell me. On top of that, people keep forgetting how he got to where he is. It's those deals. And he's seeing in this scale, imagine all those deals. You're looking at the military deals, construction deals, all types of deals. Manufacturing, all cars, electric cars with Elon Musk, there's internet. Like, there's just so much. Even just things like ties and shoes. And, he's done those hustles. You've seen he had some Trump shoes when he was campaigning. Like, you have to think about this person. Like, people are pretending, who's this? He's selling shoes. Like, you don't know who this guy is. Why is everybody acting like a fool? Just listen to mainstream media. The brain goes cold. You can't think. Feed me. Propaganda, feed me. That's the problem. A lot of people they forget because the media wants you to forget. And anyway, let's continue.
This fiction was useful. Yes. And American hegemony in particular helped provide public goods, open sea lanes, a stable financial system, collective security, and support for frameworks for resolving disputes. So we placed the sign in the window. We participated in the rituals. And we largely avoided calling out the gaps between rhetoric and reality. This bargain no longer works. Let me be direct. We are in the midst of a rupture, not a transition. Over the past...
You see, he's driving up the rhetoric. This is the worst we've ever had. People I need most of the time when you're listening to these people, these politicians, how is this guy the good guy? Why is he the good guy? Why should you believe this politician? That's the question you should be asking yourself.
2 decades, a series of crises in finance, health, energy, and geopolitics have laid bare the risks of extreme global integration. But
this is the thing. These guys, they've basically destroyed a lot of competitors along, like, the last 20, 30 years. They've destroyed a lot of competitors. They destroyed manufacturing in the U.S. So U.S. kind of is like superpower, but it's now has to share power with a lot of people because of the debt, and they don't make their own things, many of their own things. It's just, you know, you can't do that because this was basically a cannibalization of the economy. All these guys talking, all these trade agreements, a lot of us just walked in because people sit on TV and tell us, you know, the trade agreement will create 15,000 jobs, blah, 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 blah. No, nobody tells you the full details. Nobody breaks it down at all. By the way, you'll have to close all your manufacturing of textiles. It's going to go here. They don't tell you that eventuality, you know, the second phase of this nice talk. They never do. But you see, the thing is this, a lot of these guys, they've overseen this dilapidation. They've overseen this fall. Now, the problem is they think now that now everybody must believe them. The thing is, the reason I like the orange man in place now is the way he's just disrupting all these people and their silly plans. I will never forgive them for the beer bag, COVID. What they did and what they took almost everything from people. They impoverished us. I lost 70% of my clients. Things were looking up. Every time I think of that period, I'm like, these idiots, they destroyed my best attempt to get some good investment, you know, and so everything is just going fine. The movie's gonna be made. You've got your capital is coming. Then the person, then it's just like, okay, they've said 2 weeks. Let's just hold on and see if we can start shooting on this. No 2 weeks, man. I am so hard. I got so black-pilled. These guys will never tell me anything. These people, I don't know, the president of Canada, of Australia, I don't know, Britain, the chancellor of Germany, I don't care. All of them are highly compromised people who are making a lot of money at the expense of everyone. Let me not even talk about the energy. How they're trying to force, you know, like they forced Europe now to have expensive energy. Like UK has like the highest rates of energy. The highest, the cost of energy in the UK is like the highest in Europe. Primarily because they had to close down pollutants of some sort. It's just and then overly tax like vehicles, like gas vehicles versus, then they give those taxes, they subsidize the electric cars. Like I'm just saying, if they're so great, let them compete with the gas cars. Do not put your thumb on the scale. And that's how development goes. You can't do that. And a lot of it has been done like this in many industries. So a lot of good technology delays because people are just, no, wait, we have to push this type of technology. That has happened a lot. Read up on the original Tesla. Read up on that one. You'll be intrigued.
More recently, great powers have begun using economic integration as weapons.
Yes. Tariffs
as leverage, financial infrastructure as coercion, supply chains as vulnerabilities to be exploited.
But that's the way it's always been. Guys, whatever is mentioned, it's the way it's always been. But then my neighbor's kid is gone berserk right now. I thought at that time there was something wrong. Then I realized there's something they didn't want to give him and he's losing his mind. I hate it.
You cannot live within the lie of mutual benefit through integration when integration becomes the source of your subordination.
Senior Counsel, beginning with you.
Yes.
Seems this is the starting point, an end and a starting point of another new world order, isn't it, given the submissions made by the Canadian Prime Minister?
Integration being the source of insubordination. That's the key word that I could pick from what the Prime Minister said. And if you look at page 12 of the Standard, we have a caricature of Donald Duck, my friend, the President of the United States of America, and my other friend, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Israel. And here he says, relax, we'll make Gaza great again. I think the world has never been made deplorable as it is right now than ever before.
Oh, Nelson Harvey. No, Nelson Harvey, I think you're a propagandist, Nelson. You're very dense. And unfortunately, he's not dense. He's just a liar, you know. Like, it's never been worse than this. No, no, no. These people have been tearing up economies across the world. Every time we get a chance to try to do something, they just put on more pressure so that we are not able to rise again. You're not able to rise. You're not able to have an opportunity. And this guy, after what we went through in 2020, and like, you're going to say this is the worst we've ever. Are you serious right now, Nelson Harvey, SC? Some of these guys are redundant with their education. Their education didn't help them because now they just parrot whatever it is that is popular among these NGO types, that the NGOs that they feed from. Because there's a very unhealthy coalition between the media and NGOs, because NGOs pay them a lot to do these reports of theirs, or they have a little documentaries. So they formed this parasitic relationship where they take money from government's taxpayer, they give NGOs to pretend they're solving an issue that the government has already money to solve. Instead of making sure the government is efficient enough to do it, you're starting to introduce other surrogates that are just there to suck the money. They're getting money, donations from here, donations from here. It's just a political agenda in the day. You can't see actual housing. Like they say, oh, there's a problem with housing. No, the government has to build whatever, the PR thing. But these NGOs, after all those billions that they've raised, why have they never put up housing? Like, okay, we'll build 10,000 houses and we'll put this number of people, 100,000 people. We'll give them homes. Why have we never done that? It's just little pet projects. Oh, we got 100 million, but we'll spend 2 million here. Create some village heroes here for propaganda. I mean, it's actually disgusting. This guy's already bored me because I don't know where he's going.
When you invited me yesterday, I was wondering, what are we going to discuss about the world order? Then I remembered as I grew up,
that US allies unite against Trump's threats. You see, that's the headline should tell you where they're leaning, instead of just say, because there are many other European and allies that are very happy with what Trump is doing. You never hear of that. You need to find out, for example, like when these guys like say Keir Starmer meets Trump, is there? Oh, we are together, blah, 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 blah. But then they go Konyuma, they're told, oh, this guy can't be in, but you can't be seen to be nice to him. So because it's him, they have to all do all these other shows. People have to suffer. Why did you vote for him? The hegemony. He has found that it's difficult. It's a different type of hegemony. There are new brain. You know, this new, it's not really new, but the people who like to build things. I prefer those. Whatever deals have to be done in this industry, in that industry, as long as there's building in all industry, investment is being made actually on things that create jobs, you know, build things that sustain life or improve life, you know, things like that, the way it's always been. Then, of course, when there's excess now, people can experiment, and as it's always been. But now, you know, when you're talking to these bureaucrats, say NGO-funded bureaucrats, the advocate.
With the world order, you could hear of people like Klaus Kinkel from Germany. You could hear people like James Baker from the United States, Eduardo Shevardnadze, and the great Baroness Linda Shoka. And even here in Africa, the Commonwealth was very impactful. The last secretary of the Commonwealth, I remember, is Chief America Nyauku. I don't know whether it's because people are losing interest in the world order or the world order is degenerating. I think the latter is the truth.
Let me tell you, that so-called world order, which was this liberal world order that this guy is defending, it lied to people. Grievances, oh, black skin, oh, gay, oh, this. The petty things on the side is what they push the most. While they are doing that, they are taking and commandeering all the industries and closing shop, making sure that you have to meet a certain criteria of wokeness to get investment. You know, that things like that are just meant to like, no, we can only allow you in here after we've taken all this. If you can regurgitate what you want, in fact, you have to go give that guy a blowjob. But I'm not gay. No. It's a ritual. Yes, it happens. Well, what do you think all these tests and what in different groups, when you go to Hollywood, casting couch, are you willing to do what it takes? Hey, can you Lolly Denise Weinstein? Can you leak something? Are you down? Are you part of the crew? Didi, are you part of the crew? It's the same hegemony. Because when you hear these guys come from me and then you hear when all the celebs are talking about their diversity and what and climate change, it's the same nonsense. Because the celebrity have the ear of the people, so they use them to propagandize the population. I'm just saying something that most of you should know, but that's the proper way to look at these things, because a lot of people just want to be fed. They feel good, oh, I hate that person, but you've forgotten about all the truth. So that one they know, because you are lazy to look for the truth. The mainstream media fills you in now with their bullshit and their propaganda.
And maybe it may be a good idea, because
people are impoverished. Yes, people have been impoverished. We have to go back to making things. Not crying about nonsense all the time. We have to go back to making things. Economies must grow. We are not thinking about climate change. It will be sorted. We are nothing according to this climate here. Our impact can be reversed like this. It's not an issue. And this is the reason. Like, a lot of people they've done great things since as we've gone. There's high efficiency, there's everything. And the richer people get, the better the environment gets. Have you really gone to live in where rich people and the poor people? The poor people live in that, because even disposing of their refuse and what, it's not planned. There's no investment. But where the rich people are? So the richer you make a society, the cleaner your environment gets. But they want to impoverish you. There's no way you can have a clean environment in poverty. It's a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. They have to let you guys develop and build and create sustainability, so to speak, so that now you're able to know, okay, we can invest this on cleaning up the river there, we can invest in this, on the profits. That's how it's done. After a while, you know what the impact is. And you're not going to stop the development of that. It depends on which side you are now. If you are just crying about climate change, you cry over there, you'll remain backward. You think China cares about climate change? They're adding more and more diesel plants and all types of plants that use the so-called fossil fuels. They don't care. They want to build. They're the factory of the world. They don't. India the same. All the people who are manufacturing don't really care, except the Europeans who took up the woke thing. Like England, I hear it's 1%. They're responsible for 1% of pollution. 1%. England. In fact, these guys gave away all their manufacturing. 1%. So those are the guys they're saying, oh, we must show the world. No, you're being duped. There are people who are installing industries and they have to kill the industries that are the predecessors of the new industries. Electric cars versus, petrol gas cars. So you have to make it very punitive to make a gas car, make it very easy to make a electric car, just because of this arbitrary thing about climate change. If you look at how they make the batteries, the amount of pollution, how they will dispose them when they are done. Right now, there's fields and fields in China of electric cars that are defunct. All this is real. Don't go out there to pretending that because you can just regurgitate, oh, climate change, oh, the people, poor people. They've always been poor people. These developed countries are the ones that really close that margin down till there's just plenty everywhere. I know Africans like to say, oh, they took our things. Why? You weren't doing anything with your things. What did you know to do with cobalt? Did you know how to use cobalt to make phones? You did, though.
It may portend an opportunity for a new world order.
Yes, which one?
But
the woke one.
I think it's going to cause a lot of turmoil economically, politically, and fundamentally, as far as international peace is concerned. Yeah. And the recent events in America and its neighbors is just indicative of what can happen. But worse still is the inability of the entire world to rein in on any single country, worst of all, the United States of America.
Yeah. Rein them in.
Dr. Mbongi.
Rein them in based on what? Are you better people? You are corrupt here everywhere. Is even your degree legit? There's so many fake PhDs by in this country. No, you see the things, rein them in as who? You see, the arrogance of what do we do? What do we make? All these things here are either made in, most of them is China. Okay, the seeds are local, but it is what, like, what do we really make? Like, what? Like, what is this we can rein them in? Like, you see the arrogance of beggars. You are begging them for handouts, technology, how you can't even feed yourself through the year. You're begging all these things, but we can rein them in. As a who? Africans. Like, can we be realistic for a bit? Because there's a certain arrogance that has been instilled in poor people who don't make things by NGOs and what, calling you victims, noble victims, the noble hero, the person who makes nothing but also is worth everything, the person who has no morals, the person who's corrupt but because he's black and colonization, and like, shut up. It is getting embarrassing for us as a people to continue with these silly narratives. It's a silly, they're the worst narratives, because we have been lured into this false sense of security by these people like these propagandists and NGOs. Oh, we will take care of you, we'll come and... Please, don't be stupid. Don't just be dunderheads. We've been dunderheads for too long. We are not going to be a factor unless we are economically and militarily a factor. Even first, economically. If we can't make our own things, like, we just need to shut up. Like, it's not even, and I can tell you, and you can notice this by the way how much power America lost when they stopped making their own things. Like the big things, the ships, the cars, the what. Like, once they stopped, like, their power was usurped. You have to make your own things. Stop listening to the new, I don't know, how can we rein in? Like, make something first, you imbecile. What do you make? What is the size of your economy in this world? What is Kenya's size? We are negligible. We are not even one state in the US. The poorest state. They are the poorest state is richer than us. Shameless.
Of course,
you see, these guys, they have very surface level discussions because they don't really get it, or if they get it, they can't discuss because they have to talk a certain way, to lean a certain way.
Issues and very many facets in how to look at this. But first, as he had said in the full speech, the Prime Minister, can we imagine a world without America as the moral global policeman, as once touted, to now an outward America that has little or no regard for international law and order?
Well, okay, you see, that question is asked. It's also a leading question which a journalist is not meant to do. Like, he has no regard for international rules and all. Like, you see, what I personally don't like is the fact that all these things that Trump is doing, every single president before him has done them. In fact, many have done them worse. But it's not even a matter of that. The only thing that really is disturbing people is the fact that there's a certain culture that was being inculcated worldwide, this progressivism. It's not really liberalism, it's just progressivism. It has layers of communism. And those idiots still follow communists. Shut up. It's been interrupted. USAID has been, USAID was feeding thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people have made millions and billions of dollars. Hey, Africans here just living in the poshest places just because of USAID money. They've not made anything. They're not CEOs of anything. They have an NGO with a little pet project somewhere in Kibra. Just they go live in Karen. Like how? There's no manufacturing, no job creation, nothing. No. Don't tell me those 2, 3, 5 people they employ. No. I mean, when you put up a factory, what you are looking at is hundreds of thousands of people to reduce, because these hundreds of thousands of people put to work will affect hundreds of thousands of people more. So the effect is compounded. But these people, they are black holes of expenditure. Just talk virtuously and live nicely and the most corruptly. That's the problem. And you see, that's why I hate this mainstream media hacks. He's already he's disregarding everything. Like, disregarding where? When Obama was bombing everybody, you're saying, yes, this terrorist must be bombed. Oh, those ones. You're praising the guy. Most of you don't remember it. Oh, you just intentional just because you have Trump derangement. You forget. There's nothing unique here under the sun, but the media is trying to make you think that there is, like this buffoon here. Well, what's his name? I've really hated this question. I hate when those questions, because they are manipulative questions. Because he's already made the assumption that he's done all those things and they're unique. He's not giving you full context. Because it's a manipulation tactic.
That's a fascinating question, Ayub. But before I answer it directly, let me weigh in what Wakili is calling world order. You are calling it new world order. I don't know how new it is, nor do I know how ordered it is, but sometimes there's too much disorder around us when you look at the events of recent months. To the point that you wonder whether it is disorder that we are calling order globally. When a country, walks into another one and takes an independent country's president.
You see, this stupidity is what I don't like. First of all, Maduro was a drug kingpin. You see, the stupidity that you have to be against Trump, that now you have to defend a drug kingpin who's killed. You see, the thing that has been happening to TZ, it happened here in GNZ, whatever, that was happened 100 times more over there in Venezuela. Opposition, Yoten, inside. On the streets, all protesters killed. Hundreds of them. I think thousands. But you see, and then the guy is just running drugs. Like, throughout the South America, there's a very big problem with that. A lot of governments have been captured by this because there's a lot of money, because the big market, US is there. They make the cent there. If that get cut, this guy is trying to, that you just walk into, like, what are you talking about? That's what, they're not going to allow such a buffoon near them. And he's playing nice with China and Russia, their enemies. Like this, you see, they don't give you full context. What do you mean, how do you just walk in? Like, Obama has destroyed Libya. You guys worship him. He destroyed Libya, him and Hillary Clinton, didn't they? They showed how they captured him, how they abused Gaddafi. They showed it very happily. What is it called? Saddam Hussein. These people like this, especially when you see them on such media houses, these are already, they have been given a narrative and they can't go against it. Especially, once in a while you might get one rebel, but these are just talking heads, propagandists.
And puts a puppet there. I don't know which order we are talking about.
What was Venezuela orderly when Maduro was there? What is this guy talking about? You see, like, these guys have nothing to say. They just talk, because they get a chance to sit here, they just say anything, and you're supposed to believe them. Please take your time. There's too much information out here. Take your time to remove your feelings. If you really care about knowing what's true, remove your feelings from everything and just look at the facts. Okay, is this unique? No, it's not. In fact, it's much better now. That's a fact. Is it? It's not. What is not? U.S. has always put tariffs on people. They just stopped putting, as they did these trade agreements that usurped their manufacturing. That's a fact. Even that happened here in Kenya. Oh, they tell you, oh, you have to, was it to liberalize, which is a good thing, you liberalize the economy, now anybody can invest, da, 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 da. But what happens is when you liberalize in Kenya, people don't have the money to invest. So who invests? The politicians, their cronies, and foreign companies that already have the muscle to do it. Financial muscle, technology, whatever. So and then they keep it among themselves. So like the other one is just repatriating all the profits, leaving a little here, the rest are just building white elephants. So this is the reason why I started doing content like this, because watu wanavaa masuti hapa and they are just talking nonsense. I have more knowledge about this issue than this guy will ever know, because he doesn't even bother to do the research. They just come here talking heads, just spew whatever script they've been given, and it goes. You'll be shocked just how much the Kenyan media is controlled by foreign media. You'll be shocked.
When a nation decides that part of what we have called Somalia for years, it is now an independent country. I don't know which.
What is it doesn't have anything to say, that's why he's going on. He's trying to think of something to say that's not too dumb. That's all is going on here.
Which order we are talking about? I mean, when the Canadian Prime Minister talks about more rupture than transition, I think he has a point.
Why does he have a point? Let's see if he has some actual data or facts.
The world has gone through what he calls asymmetrical trade relations. So all this put together, for me, speaks more to disorder than what we are calling order. And this is not new.
What context? This guy is so stupid. The context was not to you say new world order. It's like a way. It doesn't mean like now things are orderly. This guy has called doctors like some a fool. Like he's taken the meaning of order to mean something else that is not in reference to how it's used when you say new world order, for example. Like, what is this guy? We're not seeing a lot of order, and that's not what it means. Like, I knew when he started saying, no, I don't see the amount of order. You guys don't know any order. You guys are just stealing from the government. Everywhere you are just stealing to deals everywhere. You don't build anything. What are guys like this talking about? The doctor. Anyway, I just I wanted to show you just a little thing. There is what you must know, that especially the setups like World Economic Forum, they have a lot of control worldwide, especially media, the leaders. They've inducted a lot of the world leaders into their little groups. They have a lot of big business leaders and what. So the money is there and the political power. So it's deals in there. And your welfare is not the top of their priority, unfortunately. But you'll be given such rhetoric and you'll be there, yes, in fact, Donald Trump, he doesn't want people in America. Like, America is not your country. Like, you have no right to be there. Like, get out. Come, let's build our little shitholes here, for heaven's sake. But then you go there, you steal, and you notice this case, they never even, you go steal in America, billions of dollars, then you're arrogant. It's just a Mali is this. These people, they are so cringe. Those Somali degenerates. So anyway, I'm going to transition real quick. This is a quick report. India, there's a thing called Nipah virus. So this is just like an SOS. There's something out there that you might hear, quarantine next. You might. I just had to say, somebody is saying things very seriously. Nipah virus spreading in Kerala. Let's listen first. There's a few reports we listened. It's not that detailed. The other two is where I've had to really dig in, because that's the core of the show. The first two topics core, then the others I fill in real quick, like this one. You need to know Nipah virus. Let's go.
Indian authorities are scrambling to contain an outbreak of the Indian authorities are scrambling to contain an outbreak of the deadly Nipah virus after 2 people died of the disease in Kerala and at least 3 others tested positive. It's the state's 4th outbreak since 2018 and has left the region on edge, with schools and offices closed and a mass testing effort. Tested positive. It's the state's 4th outbreak since 2018 and has left the region on edge, with schools and offices closed and a mass testing effort underway.
So 4th outbreak, but how many dead? That's what I wanted. That's really why I'm...
So what do we know about the virus?
But
Nipah was first identified in 1998 when pig farmers in Malaysia and Singapore began to fall ill. The outbreak ultimately killed more than 100 of the nearly 300 people infected. Scientists learned that humans can contract Nipah directly through contact with the bodily fluids of infected bats and pigs or through contaminated food.
What's with bats and pigs? Pigs, I get, they're in everything. They're just everything. That's why you cook them thoroughly. But they're also the most delicious meat that is in existence. Bacon. Let's go. Now you see. So it comes from pigs and bats. Can I tell you what I think? I think a lot of these people, because we've known that a lot of these companies are doing tests to increase, they're doing experiments with increasing the harshness of viruses that say are more inert with different animals to see if they can switch over to humans. That's what they do, and a lot of the pandemics is not because of the original. They say it might mutate and ABCD, but they force the mutation and it happens. And I without a doubt, I think HIV is in that group. They tested something that's in monkeys or whatever, and then it crossed over, pop. I think things like your COVID, there's many that have been there previously, bird flu, all those things. I think those have been tested. And in collaboration, this is now my conspiracy theory, in collaboration with Big Pharma, you create the market. No, they have to take the vaccine for dengue fever or whatever other fever they've got.
With some documented cases of transmission between humans, they suspect Nipah has existed for millennia among flying foxes and fear that a highly transmissible strain will emerge from bats.
It exists, you see. I was telling you, it's kind of inert with other animals. It doesn't cross over to humans. Then we messed around with it. Yes, we've messed around with another one. I'm telling you, this is how we will end. This is how we'll end. Some scientists, some smart ass, the thing we need to move it. It's going to do something to one of these tiny things and they'll become crazy and just clean house. That's these people.
So how far has Nipah spread since 1998 and what damage has it caused? Nipah has spread thousands of miles since it was first identified 25 years ago. Data from the World Health...
25 years and it's not like gone crazy. You see, this is where the certain out there asking, like, okay, 25 years is not doing that crazy. So why now? I've heard that they've had 4 outbreaks. They've not tell us the number. Maybe are there 5 people who died or 10? Is it like Ebola where you get now you're done for?
Organization shows more than 600 human infections reported between 1998 and 2015.
1998, 2015, 600 infections. What's happening here?
The 2001 outbreak...
I thought it was more severe. Like, that's a long time. But I guess the thing is, why is it able to jump? And it wasn't jumping from pigs or bats and foxes to humans. Maybe that's the issue, but still, those numbers.
India and 2 more in Bangladesh killed 62 of 91 people infected.
Oh, wow.
And in 2018, an outbreak...
62 of 90. So if you get it, mortality rate is an absolute. Okay, so that's it. This is now, it makes more sense. Mortality rate, insane.
Outbreak killed 21 of the 23 infected in Kerala.
Oh, wow.
One of the most at-risk regions globally for outbreaks of bat viruses, a Reuters investigation showed in May.
I'm telling you, these guys have messed with the bat viruses.
So how deadly is it? There are no vaccines to prevent or cure the infection, which has a mortality rate of up to 75%. The WHO.
What? Well, that is enough. That is enough for for such a response. 70%. God damn.
Shows as infected people initially develop symptoms that include fever, respiratory distress, headaches, and vomiting. Encephalitis and seizures can also occur in severe cases, leading to coma. The usual treatment for Nipah patients is to provide supportive care. The WHO lists the virus as a pathogen with epidemic potential.
They're going to give it epidemic potential. I promise you that. These people. No. I don't trust these people. They are going. Something like that is insane. It's not like COVID was 90. For COVID, there's too much fake information, but this one looks dangerous.
The initial symptoms are fever.
So this is
headache,
ex-president.
But in people, the death rate from Nipah can range from 73% to 91%.
73% to 91%. These guys want to ruin bacon. Yes. Bill Gates, since you've entered the fake meat market, Bill Gates, I know you want to make pork poisonous. I know you, Bill Gates. I know you. This is Bill Gates' problem. My conspiracy theory says Bill Gates is responsible.
Initial symptoms.
He is invested in the other one.
Are fever, body ache, headache. But in people who develop brain infection after that, they may get seizures or epilepsy, confusion, paralysis, or coma.
So, let's see what he has to say. So, doctor's urgent message. Top Nipah virus care. Top doctor's urgent message. So, can you? Where is the top? Did they just play that and just like stop? Okay, all right then. So that's that.
The virus circulates freely among bats, and they don't seem to die from it. But when human beings come into contact with bats, either directly or indirectly, the virus may accidentally jump into man. The virus can cause a severe form of brain infection or a pneumonia, both of which carry a very high fatality rate. The death rate from Nipah can range from 73% to 91%. The initial symptoms are fever, body ache, headache, but in people who develop brain infection after that, they may get seizures or epilepsy, confusion, paralysis, or coma.
So is he repeating?
The symptoms are similar to other types of brain infection caused by other viruses. Sometimes the diagnosis of Nipah can be missed because it is not specifically tested for. The problem with Nipah is that it can also spread from patient to patient. So it's extremely important to identify the first patient who develops the infection. Unfortunately, in many cases, the first patient is either very ill or may have died by the time the diagnosis is ascertained, which means this person may have passed on this virus to other people. And these other people, if they develop symptoms like cough, vomiting, or seizures and get admitted to a hospital, sometimes people who treat this person, like nurses or doctors or other hospital staff, may also get infected. Other caregivers at the patient's home who tend to the patient's body fluids can also get infected.
So this thing is more like Ebola, actually. That I was thinking about it. Like this, just it can get on. I don't know about the infection, how easily it gets infected. They say it might accidentally jump and not, but then once you get into human beings, because contact and body exchange, fluids, blah blah blah, then it gets really pandemic level. 70 to 90%. Okay, that's I was hearing about this, so I thought.
Therefore, it's extremely important. 1, to make an early diagnosis. 2, to isolate a patient. And 3, to treat the patient with standard precautions such as masks and gloves. Even more important is to track the contacts of these patients.
You see, they even, for them, it's like preventative, like because the mortality rates are so high. So it's like, no, everybody close shop. Yeah, so that's that. So I hope you've gotten something from there. It's not yet here. Yeah, it's about those India places, but India is very dirty. Like many places in India, like I've seen some videos like there's a small part of me that wanted to visit India, go see some Bollywood things and some movie making and whatever. But some of those places are horrendous. They have a certain culture, especially when you come to the poor people, middle class people. It's so dirty. It is gross. I'm like, good, let me just deal with our Nairobi River here. Hakuna haja kwenda pahali where I'm good. And then, of course, you see now they make the street food. Now, lastly, let's jump in here. So this is IQ Watson's channel. So there's Marion Naipei. You remember that James Opande and Marion Naipei saga, where somebody showed us their overused products there, recorded, and then it went as it was. People came up, oh, women empowerment, but quickly we realized, because I knew from the first videos that this was transactional. I released the video. I'm gonna leave. No, I'm not, like when I do a short version, I'm gonna leave a link to that one for you to go check. It is. I thought it was ridiculous that people wanted to destroy this guy's life over a pork. She was a pork. Everybody knew she was a pork. She was selling. And even through the videos I watched, I broke down every moment of that video. You could tell she was with it. She was grabbing him nicely, stroking him, telling him, let me go give you something. Let me go brush the teeth, with your gufuaf, It was all there. And people wanted to pretend that this is some gross thing. You see, if if Trump had not defunded USAID and all these others that were funding money, giving to everything, there's a little thing, the feminists come up, they fund the thing, they destroy somebody's life over nothing, even if the person is a bottom feeder who's maybe regretting a decision or what. So let's listen a bit to what IQ has to say, and then we read a few of the other things. Then tumalize stream mama vipi. Today is Friday. I know guys are drinking. When you come watch later on, utaenjoy hii part sana. Hebu tuende IQ.
This James Opande guy is here in North America.
Yeah.
Wanaume hamjipendi. This James Opande guy is here in North America, wiping old nyanya's asses for a living. Ada ya inakaa kama ya mchiba choo. And if you take that honest living and you go waste it on this thingy.
That was my thoughts exactly. Like I was telling him, because from what I've heard, he earns really good money. I think he does 6 figures there. That means he has some few millions. Then you come as a Samabani area code. You come to... Then you go to the bottom of the barrel and you pick the first thing there. This chica, the new videos that have come out, she's looking gross. I watched like a bit. I really don't enjoy such. Like it's so, like you see, like when you see porn, like when you see porn, you see like their makeup, they try to remove blemishes. This one is just there, they're just there. So bogus. And then on top of that, like I was just looking, can I come from the US? No, even not the US. Even now, me here right now, I can't touch that thing, brother. Like there's just too many women who have much better quality than that thing, but the guy just
Is that the best you can do?
No.
In the next episode, we see you parking an old model Mercedes, silver Mercedes-Benz in a kegege of a house.
What does that mean?
This Poco. Marion.
This was the biggest lie that has ever existed. This was just she was just They're just cooking up thing with this conman over here, this government operative. Like, Sirisia, Mauricia, whatever.
Naipei, when she wanted to manipulate people with tears. I
can't 4 years right now. He cannot go to school.
We have a video of her now as a full-blown poko.
Yes, we do.
A bootleg version of OnlyFans.
Buy a sada.
With a dildo and shit.
Oh, buy a sada.
In some poverty-stricken room.
Some dingy
and poverty-stricken clothes. But a poko nonetheless. She wanted to convince us that because her Masai father, somebody showed my father.
Ya mzazi kizuri tumemtesa, babake amekuja all the way.
Now they keep telling me they want me to go back home.
Lakini wazazi wangu si washakuwa involved juu wameona hii video mom. I'm just thinking of how they're taking it. Ndio maana wananitafuta niende nyumbani.
Acha ujinga. That was all set up.
I said at the time. Me, I don't know what to do with machozi from a woman.
I feel nothing.
Because when I see machozi from a woman,
I
know there's something being hidden behind that machozi. I want that thing that is behind machozi. Well, we have the thing now.
Yes.
We have that thing. She is a full-blown poko. When I posted on TikTok, huyu ni baba ya mtu anaita mtu maraya. Enda ona hiyo video, nimeipost kwa ex yangu. Nipatie jina ya hiyo video. Jina maraya ni kubwa sana kwako, ubwa hii.
No, the problem is that when we see obvious things like that, because even when I posted today, like my best performing post today on Facebook was about that. This is some Chile, it's shameless. You just come after all this. You just come at everybody has a right. Shut up. Have a right to what? First of all, you've been lying, trying to manipulate the public to hide from your degeneracy. The stupid things that you've been doing, not even privately. Like, what did you think was going to happen? You think Kenyans are just going to keep quiet? No. They went there and found you wherever hole that you hide. Because all of you people have no sense of respect for your private lives. Kila mtu anaeka tu private like yako. Mimi ukantafuta hautaipata. Totally. Me, I've quarantined my life of this thing. You will never find it. Unless somebody records me in that hotel, I like going. But they know me. They can't joke. And then for me, the people, let's continue.
Tengeneza jina mzuri, unipatie. Nitakuwa nikiitumia. Ile tuumbwa, ile tuchiwawa, tulikuwa hapa na tumatusi. Wakati tulisema
by the way, this guy has lost a lot of weight to you. Like Watson, George. Very nice.
Marion Naipei ni malaya.
Kwa hiyo kazi sote.
Hiyo tuumbwa, hiyo tuchiwawa. Mumejificha wapi saa hii?
This guy talks shit.
Huishi. Mumejificha wapi saa hii?
He likes to talk shit.
What you are protecting in that poko is your mothers.
Forget even that. What really is that they want the lowest form of female to bring down a dude. You've seen through history, the worst type of female that bringing down an all-conquering dude. This guy has gone to the US, man. He's done what he has to do to get that cheddar, man. Come enjoy that. But anyway, he exposed himself to this. Yes, and also maybe your mothers are pokers. Who's to say they are not?
You are protecting your mothers.
100%.
Because you identify.
I think they are protecting themselves.
That behavior of Marion in your mothers.
And themselves. Now you have
to deal with the small emotions. Magui Maya.
You guys, we know how much these people sleep around. Let's stop. It's themselves. They're protecting themselves. If they can defend the poko, even now she can receive some mercy. I mean, everybody, like, unless you're in denial, we are in the transactional era. Hakuna etio. But you see, in the transactional era, branding is important. If you are a product that's overused by everyone, it doesn't fetch. But as you can see, not very many buyers are very discerning. As you can see, some just purchase from anywhere, from the street. Hey, mitumba ni gapi hata nichukue hii mitumba nitafaria. Hata mimi nivaa hii t-shirt ya mitumba chini ya my Gucci suit. Wanaume tuko na shida. This thing when it takes over, it's like people can't think. You've said, just take another couple of hours, holler at your boy, tell me, I want to meet this nice chick, man. I want to meet the best one. I can get you very many respectable ladies who want their rents paid, but holler at you.
More energy where that came from. Come get some whips from your Uncle George. Come, I tell you the things your father would not tell you because they care about your little feelings. I don't know what feelings are. I have no idea what feelings are.
Kibe's book behind there. It has done.
Mimi naweza pita nikute ukijinyonga nisema haya. Kuna guka yangu hatukukutana alikufa kabla sijazaliwa. Hebu msalimie ukifika. That's it. And I go on my way. Mimi sio wenu. Mimi huwezi nikaranga na machozi. I don't know what to do with emotions. No.
No, the thing is for me, all those emotions. You see, especially when people have done some shit, then they come out with tears. It doesn't work. It would work maybe on guys who want to smash, like this, like Kajari maybe. But Kajari, I think he was doing it for PR, you know. Hata tunakubali baraya inakuja kwenye shash. Yesu alisema reta barai ya kwangu. Kajari can't say anything. But people make me so tired of the decisions sometimes. That's why these things like this, you see, they become national news. It's because some stupid people are trying to elevate a bottom feeder above everyone else. So now we have to shut down our common sense and just clap along. Oh yeah, she's a victim. No. I saw it. We know what a victim looked like. That was not one. There were videos. We saw 2 videos of her behaving like the langrel she is. Like, then we want feminists to come at it. No, you not consent. There was consent throughout. We saw it on video. Acha ujinga.
Full-blown poko. Full-blown poko. She is a Muchele woman. If you ever hear a man saying that they were coward Muchele on the useless drinks in useless clubs, she is the Muchele woman.
The very bottom.
But you all had bought the machozi.
I didn't.
Not me. Not in this life, not in heaven, not in hell. And I'm a candidate for both of those places. Never. Machozi ya mwanamke. Never. Never, 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 never.
Unfortunately, every time those tears come out, they are there for manipulation. Like you've seen, like when a woman is found when she's cheated. Have you ever seen her, like, especially when it's, maybe she was cheating with some broke guy and she's with a rich guy and then she realized, oh, God damn, the guy is gone. The good soft food and the soft beds is gone. Then she starts wailing. Immediately, you think, you are the person who's done the thing. Why are you crying so hard? It's sympathy. No, oh, I'm sorry, or I did not. First of all, is denial until, yeah.
Never. I know there's something being hidden behind the machozi. Now you know what it is.
The video. This full horrible video.
And Geoffrey Ostrogen. Mosoria or whatever the fuck that poverty-stricken background Kisi guy is. He had bought that narrative.
He hadn't bought it. He didn't buy it. He's just using it for his own nefarious reasons. I hope it's just like he thought after you see all this, like, but people don't have standards. A lot of men don't have standards, unfortunately. People sleep with fucking toads. Just dirty, people do that. And you see, the thing is, I'm not saying I'm a catch, but I ain't no toad. Tunaenda gym bana, tuko na shoulder at least, hatuna kitabu yenye inaanguka hivi inafundika Mercedes. We have moderate beauty. 4 to 5 on good days. Don't joke, bana. We are smart, we can crack some jokes, and we're looking for money. We get what you want. You guys, bana. So you can't chase an ugly whore. You can't. Let her be a virgin. Let an ugly woman be a virgin, then deal. There's some kind of balance, although of course you'll have to cheat.
Bait,
what's going on?
Line and sinker. And she, same thing. An emotional man is a woman. Estrogen Musilia is a woman. She wanted to recruit us into buying this.
It was so cringe. Oh my God.
Kipindi, as Sonko would call it. She's here, full blown, Poco, with the boobs touching the floor.
Yeah. Oh. Like I have seen so many. I'm gonna leave the link to this video so you go watch the rest of it. Also subscribe to IQ Watson's channel. The thing is this: I'm not going to show you the videos, but these are screenshots, for it's just the bottom feeder to fulani. Just some chick who's put in front of us doing stupid shit. Okay, so this is somebody's. I'm not gonna show that. This is what we've seen. What is this big bad ogre? Anasema nini?
Pia akajifanya sasa kapelo. Kama mwanaume kuna kitu moja usiku nao ni kerere. Geoffrey Mosiri alijiingiza historia ya Marion Naipei akajifanya sasa kapelo. Akajifanya ndio John atabatiza mapoko, ataokoa mapoko. Sasa hivi
eti John John the Baptist. I can't help it. These guys talk shit. When you get a guy who knows how to panga them, it's very funny. Tija alijifanya John test. Good one.
Video zimetokea za udema kinyonga. Sasa hivi ndio zimetokea udema kijingiza madildo kwa pongi. Kumbe ino kazi alikuwa.
Oh, okay, this guy is showing it. I have to get out. I have to get out. You see YouTube. Come on. Okay, so there it is. Anajieka dildo kwa pongi. Whatever that is. So let's just see this one as the last one. This is just
who are the biggest influencers.
I'm wrapping up this story.
Mami, Murumbi or something. The Verasidicas. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. And the eventual.
Hi, this guy. This was cringe.
Catastrophic ending.
This was such performative, and they're not good performers either. Unachukua tu kitu fulani tu unatuwekea hapo eti this is the new sympathy target
of that which they think they are going to achieve, because it's going to go up in flames and they are going to turn against each other.
Yes.
Eventually, this woman, when she fails to get what she wants,
she's going to tell she's going to talk. Yeah, she might tell us that this guy asked for Pudesh. I think he did.
It does not matter how long it's going to take. Eventually, she's going to come out. When she doesn't get what she wants, she's going to come out and she's going to blame Mr. Joseph Ostrogen Musila for misleading her. And alilia pahali ingine. Mimi sijui what to do with machozi.
I'm telling you, this case is interesting. Oh, cringe. Look at this guy. This city. Boniface Kilundizi Tumbili, umetrend sana mpaka Ruto ameangalia hiyo video yako. Marion, wala siangeniita nimfurahishe. These guys, they are trying to create content, cringe content. These two men have an utter savage reality that most men have been dodging like cowards. From what Marion Naipei to every damn woman in that Afro-casting scandal blow up out of South Africa. Practically every woman is totally loose and cheap during her so-called prime. Ndio mimi nilikotua hapa hivi kwenye kwangu. So that guy, this guy. So all this cloud chase. Na watu wanachukuaga vitu fulani ya kia Mungu. Acha tu question. Let me be picky. Hii kitu. Guys. Hiyo ni ya watu wa nini? That's my video there. It has got 13,000 views there. Very nice. All right, man. This was a bit long. Yes, a bit long, but I'm starting to enjoy doing it. Now, let's see. Now, from Monday, these thematic days, I'll be trying to segregate the topics so that I talk about specific themes. So I'm going to be putting them in the post in the community. The community. Yes, we are building a community. I'll be posting it there so you see what's going to break down. So what you really prefer, you can know when to jump in. And then, of course, I'm going to cut this up into the different topics, the interesting parts, so that you can also enjoy. You can follow me on all socials. Albert O Nyakundi. O stands for Omwenga. You search that TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube. Kila pali, hata LinkedIn. Although LinkedIn is so pretentious. Mejaa my NGO fakeness kila pali hapo. As you notice, I hate NGOs. So, you guys please subscribe to the channel. Leave a like before you leave. When you come, leave with a like. Leave a like. And I'm going to leave my... If you can see here, let me show you. Let me show you, lads. If you can see here, right on top here, there's the Book of Ka. This is the feature film, African sci-fi action that we are at the moment producing. We've been about 8 months in now. We've done a concept that we've used to raise some money that has pushed us forward. Now we are doing a second concept, which is really like extracts from the scenes from some of what we've done to try and get more money. We want to raise about $5,000 to do the motion capture, and yeah, we finish the film. So I'll put the buy me a coffee down there, PayPal, till number Safaricom. Do the necessary, make a donation, contribution, and everything else. Yeah? So, until next time, please take care of yourself. Yes? Do not buy pokos like Marion. And if you are a poko like Marion, be discreet. Oga wacha kujiweka kwa internet kama vagabond.